Alrighty then, we are back again in the 1930s farmhouse, and today I am trying to plumb out the east wall here because it is going backwards a little bit from the bottom to the top. The top is farther backwards than the bottom is, and there's a little bit of a wave to it, not much. So let me just show you what I have going on here, my attempt at straightening out this wall. So right now you can see that I have a laser level, and what I did was I measured from the corner over there, that's the southwest wall, to the southeast wall. I measured that distance, and then I took that same measurement from the northwest wall corner to the southwest corner, and I took this laser line and I had each end matching those marks. So basically making a straight line from corner to corner with this laser. And then I had to fur out the bottom plate here because of some waviness. So I cut a piece of 2x4 to the same waviness of the bottom plate and use the straight edge of the 2x4 to make a nice straight bottom plate that is lined up with the laser line that is directly square to the west wall. And now what I'm doing is I'm putting in the corner pieces that will transition the corner from the north wall to the east wall. The drywall will come up here, and I'm about to put in the other one that's going to start furring out this wall. So, whoa, zoom out there, buddy. All right, so what I'm trying to accomplish again is get this wall to be plumb, and with the green laser, it's also marking the bottoms of these roof rafters, so I know where plumb is because this laser line will be completely plumb up and down. You can see that there are marks on the bottom and the sides of the rafters that we just put in, and so now I know exactly where to put my new 2x4s. And the way that I am going to be straightening out this wall is I'm not going to be removing the existing wall. I'm not going to be touching the existing wall at all. All I'm going to do is just basically have furring strips that will bring the wall back to center, back to plumb. And the way that I'm doing that is like so. So I will take a 2x4, I will cut it to the proper length so it rests on the bottom of this new little tiny bottom plate, and goes up about 4 inches above the bottom of the rafter. I'll cut that to length, and then I'll put it up against the wall just like this one is here, and I can see exactly where I need to cut. So I will mark a mark down here at the bottom where the green laser line hits. I will mark at the top where the green laser line hits, and then I will bring it over to my cutting area over here. I'll lay it flat. I'll take a chalk line from one mark to the next, snap a chalk line, and then cut that straight line with the skill saw. And what that leaves me is a ripped piece, just like this one here, where it tapers from the bottom to the top to be the correct thickness that I need in order to put it into place and have it be nice and plumb and fur out this wall. That's how I'm doing it. Unfortunately my laser is about to die. I need to charge it up. So I'm going to continue working as much as I can before this laser stops working, and it'll resume. But that's pretty much how I am furring out this wall and making it straight from that corner to that corner. The furring work that I'm doing is going to stop right here at the entrance into this hallway, because this one is already mostly plumb, And some of the areas that are outer plumb are going to be hidden behind the refrigerator and the pantry and some of the cabinets and stuff, so it won't really matter. So the second half of the 2x4 that I ripped down, I can use for the next stud. I just measure this one. It's a little bit too thick, so I'm just going to cut a notch down at the bottom where it hits the original bottom plate, and I'll make a notch at the top where it hits the original top plate, and I'll be able to get this plumb and fit just nicely. I've made a mark indicating the bottom of the top plate. So this is about how far I need to cut down. And I'm just kind of guessing how much to trim out. Doesn't need to be precise because the edge that matters is this front edge up here. It'll be fine. Just like Jim says, it's rough framing, Nate. It's rough framing. All right, that should be how it's done. Now, it's not exactly perfect because there's a little bit of a bow to these 2x4s. that are now kind of 2x2s, I guess. So you can see here that the edge of the laser is not quite right, and when I press on this one, the laser can shine through to the other side. And same with this one here, can shine through over there. So it's not exactly perfectly smooth surface, but it's pretty pretty darn close, and it is plumb. So that's what we're looking for. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more to go. Not bad. I have the majority of this section, the east wall, now plumbed up. There's 3 studs that I still need to put in, and I'm gonna wait until tomorrow to do that. That's this area here. So this was gonna be the doorway into the bathroom. We're gonna make this a master bathroom, and the other, where I'm standing, was gonna be the master bedroom. When we did this open concept, we switched one of the 2 bedrooms in the addition of the house to be the master. So we're going to put a door on the other side of the bathroom and frame this in. So I need to frame this in so drywall can be put into the bathroom, and then I need to put those shims in place here, making this wall plumb. And then I need to fill this gap right there where we didn't have subfloor. So I'm going to finish that up tomorrow, and I'll see you in the morning. the wall is plumb. It's furred out plumb. Most of these thin little furring strips, I guess, acting as studs, are pretty thin, but there'll be enough there to hold up the drywall. I'm not going to be adding any additional insulation in the small amount of spacing that is now created with these little furring strips, and that's because I already have insulation. That little small amount's not going to really do much, and the only reason I would add it would be for sound dampening between the bathroom and the main living area. This is the rock wool insulation that's both insulation for an R factor and sound absorption. Plus, what I was going to say was these new studs here, these furring strips, are detached mostly from the wall, so that'll create a barrier, a sound barrier also, because sound vibrations won't travel through the studs over to the drywall, then into the room. So it'll already act as a good sound barrier. But I'm really happy with the way this turned out. You can see how thick it is over here compared to how thin it is over here. So the wall definitely had gone backwards, both in plumb line, but also in spatial line. Does that work? I don't know. Okay, last thing to do on this wall is put up a header on the walkway into the hallway. I tore down the original header that was framed for a door. We're not going to have a door. Katie wanted this a little bit wider. I'm going to make this the jack stud for the header. I'll put a new king stud in the center, or on this side of the wall of the stud. I'll do a jack stud and a king stud here. I'll put up a small little header. Before I put it up, let me just curb some comments. There isn't much weight being put onto where the header is going to go. There is weight because there's still roof line that it's being supported. There's two top plates of really thick and solid, tight grain wood, probably some old growth wood. That stuff is extremely strong. And for the last, I don't know, I'll say 30 years, the framing that was in place was just like this one, where there wasn't really a proper header anyway. So I'm not really too worried about putting a completely structural header in there, but I'm gonna do what Jim taught me how to do, and that is just do some 2x6 headers like that, because Katie wants the hallway entrance to be wide and to be tall. One thing that occurred to me is if I'm putting another stud next to this one, that means the switch, the light switch that will turn on the kitchen lighting, there'll be that one. There'll be two locations for that, two switches. Anyway, that light switch will get bumped over by 1.5 inches, and I need to make sure that it's not going to be covered by the cabinet that's going to go here, the pantry that's going to go here. So what I did was I looked at our drawings from Lowe's when we had the kitchen designed to see how long all of the cabinetry and all the countertops and stuff is going to be on this wall, and it turned out it's going to be about 10 half inch shy of 11 feet. So I put the laser line here at 11 feet from the corner there and measured this box to that laser line, and I am 2 inches away. So that gives me an additional half inch of clearance. So it's cutting it close, but I should be able to put an extra stud in there. That box will move over by 1.5 inches, and that'll give me a 1 inch clearance on that box to where the end of the cabinetry is going to be, more specifically where the end of the pantry is going to be. Should work out just fine. So let's do it. I sure did do a good job getting this insulation to fit in nice and snug. That stuff was definitely not going to be falling out. Perfect cuts. This circuit is turned off. Still going to be careful and just remove all of the clips holding the wire in.